that's like we need something fresh.
Yeah, we're gonna do a new one and incorporate her in it because she's been more awake now. But
I think you're talking about like the beginning video. I was talking about just like we definitely need both though.
And we take family pictures, but let's not get
we're getting off topic. This video is already probably going to be super long, but we just wanted to kind of talk about our IVF story, and for people who are going through it, maybe you can learn something from it, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. But when we were going through this, we felt like there wasn't a whole lot of content out there that we could, I guess, kind of consume to make ourselves feel better about the process. What do you think?
About the situation, yeah. We really binge watch a lot of videos that we could find related to IVF, but like he was saying, there's really not much up there because a lot of people don't share their story. I think a lot of women and men who have infertility on either side are embarrassed about having to go through the process.
Ain't no either side. It's the women are embarrassed.
He was saying there's really not much up there because a lot of people don't share their story. I think a lot of women and men who have infertility on either side are embarrassed about having to go through the process to get a baby, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And
before we get to the video, first off, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Join the family today. It's free. All you got to do is stop it. And yeah, so this video, we just want to go kind of step by step why we had to do IVF, what the IVF process was like for us, and of course, the after effects or the aftermath of the whole process, emotionally, physically, and of course, it was successful for us. So truly blessed, for it to work out. But
and if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to him, reach out to me, or reach out to our couples page. We always try to respond, and hectic.
Our vacuum cleaner just wanted to start randomly. And the vacuum cleaner is so stupid that he's been stuck under the tree for the past
just a day.
Oh, it's been one day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And guess what his name is?
We named him Hector.
Hector.
We named our vacuum cleaner.
But anyways, like I was saying, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, him, or couples page. We always try to respond and, be there for people because we know how hard it was to go through the process and you don't really know what to expect. You just kind of blindly going into it.
At least we were. So maybe.
So I can start us off.
Go ahead.
So I want to say maybe, it was in 2019, we decided that we wanted to try to have a baby after I had a cyst removal, a cyst that was 11 centimeters big. So I had to get a C-section cut. And then when they did that, they found out that I had stage 4 endometriosis.
Let's go. You see what happens? See what happens, guys? Man thought he had a good woman. Man thought he had a treasure. Man thought he had something pure. After they got married. This fucking dude, B.
We decided that we wanted to try to have a baby after I had a cyst removal, a cyst that was 11 centimeters big. So I had to get a C-section cut. And then when they did that, they found out that I had stage 4 endometriosis. If you don't know what endometriosis is, it's basically scar tissue that you would normally, not scar tissue, I don't know how to explain it. To me, it's like scar tissue buildup that you would normally get on your lining during your period, but it grows everywhere else. So it can affect your fertility. It can affect your fertility depending on the person. It doesn't affect everyone's fertility who has it, but for me, it did.
Right.
After I had my surgery, we tried for about 2 years, and we had no luck of conceiving. And when I mean we tried, I mean actively trying every month, tracking ovulation, and doing the do when you're supposed to do it. We didn't have any luck, so my OBGYN referred us to a IVF doctor, Dr. Jason Griffith in the Woodlands area, that she normally sent her clients that, everybody don't have to go there, but she recommends him because he has really good reviews and So we reached out and we had a consult. I think it was March 2021.
Yeah, we had a consultation. He literally, kind of told us what, his recommendation for us would be, and that was IVF. And he told her that the time frame for us to do it wasn't, we didn't have a whole lot of time. Like we had maybe, 3 to 5 years max, where he felt comfortable that we could do it successfully. So what that meant for us was we needed to figure.
No, what that meant for y'all was you got you a lemon, and it's all good, man. I'm happy for him, but it's just ridiculous that this is the norm.
Okay, how can we afford it? How can we actually do it physically with without kind of impacting our lives in a way that would be, detrimental to a newborn. It was a lot of conversations that we had, and ultimately.
And during that time too, we weren't married, so
Yeah,
I had my own insurance. He had his own insurance. I was actually still under my parents' insurance, and
and her
IVF
insurance
costs a
didn't
lot.
cover it.
IVF costs a lot, and I remember after.
Oh shit! Unbelievable. Yeah, that's yo, son. It costs a lot of money. This poor man. That man needs counseling. This man needs counseling.
Detrimental to a newborn. It was a lot of conversations that we had, and ultimately.
And during that time too, we weren't married, so
Yeah,
I had my own insurance. He had his own insurance. I was actually still under my parents' insurance, and
and her
IVF
insurance
costs a
didn't
lot.
cover it.
IVF costs a lot, and I remember after we had our consult, we were like, freak, like we can't do this.
I
right
was
now.
a freak. She was.
I was like freak, because I'm like, how the hell are we gonna afford this? Like, if you know about IVF.
No. At that point, you're supposed to let that man go be free. What a horrible person.
Beginning costs can be about $20,000 for one cycle, not including your medicine, and then your medicine is between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how much you need. So I was just freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to take a loan out to do this, but I really want a baby. It was just a lot.
Long story short, if you do IVF without insurance, expect to be paying between $20,000 to $40,000 on average. And I know that's a wide margin, but
true.
It's rare that you would be on the lower end. Like everything will literally have to work out perfectly for you to be on that lower end. And also it could not work. And if it doesn't work, then
another.
You may have to pay for more medicine. Depending on who you're doing your procedures with, they may allow you to try again for free, like certain things. But
there are also some people who do go to like Mexico and other countries where IVF is a lot cheaper, maybe half the cost.
But we
weren't trying to be traveling in and out of the country.
Nor do we necessarily trust stuff that's not reputable. So if the reputation isn't good, like the doctor we went to, like he had fantastic reviews. He was a really, really good guy. Like I could tell he really cared about her. She's so sweet.
Yeah, the doctor really saw you suckers online. Said, "Oh, hey, good man, you got a woman with a bad box. I'll make sure you're taken care of. I'll give you that scientific baby. Let's go
back for our next baby."
We have to do it. We could tell that he really cared about us, and he wanted to make sure that we were successful. And he also kept everything realistic. Like he didn't try to upsell us on, this is definitely going to work, or he gave us the reality of the situation. And I think you have to be grounded in reality, but you also need to be hopeful. And I don't think it works when people sell you false dreams. I think you have to be realistic, but at the same time, optimistic.
But I feel like regardless whether you're going through IVF or not, you have to see both ends. You have to know that, hey, this could also not work and this could also work. I think a lot of people go into the IVF process thinking that you're guaranteed to have a baby at the end of it. And that's what we hope for.
Ma'am, you got this. Look at this poor brother. You got this dude going to spend $35,000 just to insert a baby into your bad birth canal. That ain't right. That ain't right. This poor dummy. No, he ain't grow up thinking he had to do that shit.
Both ends. You have to know that, hey, this could also not work and this could also work. I think a lot of people go into the IVF process thinking that you're guaranteed to have a baby at the end of it. And that's what we hope for, but it doesn't necessarily happen like that for everybody. Like I've seen some girls on TikTok who have literally went through like 10 cycles of IVF and still haven't gotten a baby.
Okay. She's seen girls on TikTok that went through 10 cycles of IVF trying to fleece people. Still ain't got no baby. Ain't got nothing to do with IVF. They're going out there with bad box. They can't conceive naturally, so they'll try any fucking thing as long as the man will have it. I teach you to not have. You didn't grow up thinking you was going to have to do that, players. Come on, man. That shit is all the way wrong, son. I don't understand these people these days. Why is everything has to be on the internet? Brother, they're monetizing all sorts of bad shit. Brother, it's on the internet. Let me tell you the second reason. Because they actually don't believe that somebody like us is out there. And we are like, nah, you a horrible ass person, man.
Get my best friend.
There she go. And now she goes to get the baby. I guess I'll say this.
Oh, come on. She can't come back showing her baby, y'all. No. This ain't right, dog. I don't really want to show the baby, but like I said, they'll give you any kind of baby. This baby look like a premium and everything. Come on, man.
Just because you're starting IVF doesn't mean that the end goal is near. IVF is a journey, and it's not just like she said. You start IVF and the baby is just going to be there. It may take you multiple cycles to get to where you're trying to get to, and that's fine. But you have to keep the long-term goal in your vision, because if you don't, then you're gonna lose yourself emotionally, and a lot of people do that, and it's very, very.
Bitch can't breastfeed or nothing, because I don't know, but I doubt that she could breastfeed or anything, because they got inserted with all these different things. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that just yet. We're gonna do a class about that. Are they breastfeeding through an IVF? I'm not sure.
Very easy to. So here's the little miracle baby here.
Mommy girl.
So I guess back to the IVF stuff. Naomi, she had, she's battling infertility. And on the other hand,
got this poor man. Come on, fam. Come on, y'all. Let's move on, man. We ain't gonna get too crazy. Unbelievable. These are the type of fleece jobs that I'm trying to alert you about. See, that's one aspect of it. HD Live, what's good? That's one aspect of it. You see, where they got the man, they fleeced him. He paid $40,000 to have a baby with a bad pussy. Why? Because she loves him now. He accepts her for her badass pussy, and she's ride or die. But guess what she get? She still get to put your ass on child support through IVF. Hopefully it works out and it's not like that, but it is what it is, man. Because a lot of times they can't convert that pregnancy, and you don't know what kind of baby comes out.
Hey, I just got off work, so I know I'm looking crazy, but whatever. But if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I have suffered from fibroids. And October, since it's October 2nd, is Pregnancy Loss and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And because of my fibroids, I have suffered multiple miscarriages. I mean, that's even how I even found out I had fibroids, was because of my miscarriages. I honestly wish I knew the information I knew now. So
you just heard what that woman said. So class, do you think this woman is mentally sane? Class, all of the shit she been through with her box, do you think she's mentally well? I don't give a fuck how you think she look. Listen to her story. Is she mentally well?
You know that I have suffered from fibroids. In October, since it's October 2nd, is Pregnancy Loss and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And because of my fibroids, I have suffered multiple miscarriages. I mean, that's even how I even found out I had fibroids, was because of my miscarriages.
Miscarriages on how many different men? How many baby daddies? I mean, this is how ruthless these people are.
I honestly wish I knew the information I knew now so much sooner. I would have made sure I was in a doctor's sooner, than waiting around thinking I'm just having cramping, I'm just bloated, and not taking things seriously, thinking it was just it's my period, I'm bleeding heavy, my period is worse than others. It's things that I wish I paid attention to sooner. I mean, for my first miscarriage, when they found out I was miscarrying, and of course, they did the ultrasound and all that stuff, it was yeah, you have fibroids, but I've never even heard of the term fibroids before that, to be honest. And they didn't make it seem like a big deal, so I didn't either. It wasn't until after my second miscarriage that, when the lady was doing the ultrasound, she really broke it down for me.
How many, a class, how many miscarriages do you think a woman needs before she's mentally fucked up? Serious. That 1,000-yard stare says it all. She got pain on her mind. I agree, pimp.
It was you see where your baby, this is where your baby was. This is a fibroid. You see, and this is your uterus. See how much room is taken up? That's why your baby can't grow. And from this.
Do you think your box is good for a man? Do you think your box is good for a man? Should a man take a risk with your box?
And I took it seriously. It's like, okay, something's wrong with me. What is a fibroid? What you mean I have a tumor? Like it really put things in perspective. And of course with my surgery, things like that, my life has gotten so much better. But again, ladies, if you're feeling the symptoms that I've talked about in previous videos, I'm telling you, get checked because the story could be different. And you don't have to suffer. You don't. Get the help that you need. And then of course, I'm telling you, my story is a lot. So if you have any questions, want to hear anything, have advice, or want to know more, check out my previous videos or just.
There you go, guys. That's how women's supposed to talk at all times, knowing that they're fucked up on the inside. Smooth. Knowing that they need to be cared for by a man. But what will they do? Try to do it on their own, mask, hide, so they can fleece you. Don't want you to know and care. And once you know and care, you like the dude that just went off in the other video. She takes you for a scientific pregnancy. You can't just bust up in her club and she shoot out the baby. Those days are over. The black woman has ruined the black birthing experience. Okay? Her volume's a little low. Let me give y'all
pregnancy with fibroids. Let's talk about it because I feel like nobody really talks about it, or at least talks about how bad it can get, and it needs to be talked about. So about a little over 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with fibroids. It was very minor. You know, I was freshly engaged, so I wasn't even thinking about a baby. But
hold on. Remember, HD Live, the other factors. All of this stuff comes up after they fleece. A lot of times, but they already know. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me try this other search. I'm gonna go back to that, but let me try something. Hold on, pimp. Let's try this one.
Black women are more likely to develop fibroids, and we're not talking about it enough. 80% of Black women will develop uterine fibroids.
I got some real work. I'm just trying to see if I can find this one thing out, because a lot of times.
Again, had to put on clothes. I had literally just got out the shower. So, really quick, I'm a 35-year-old female, and earlier this year, I had went and did labs. Let's say it was like January 3rd. I went and did labs, and when I went to do my labs, it came back like super anemic. I've always been anemic, so boom. You know, after a while, you like, tell me something I don't know. So I go, the labs get done, and what do you call it? I get told I need to go see a hematologist. I also get told my vitamin D is low, all of this, right? Now, a few days later, my period started, okay? In January, y'all, okay? Stay with me. So my period started, and I was like, okay, no biggie. I had a history of heavy periods. I had a IUD years ago. I took it out in like 2017, 2018, and been off birth control. And so The last year in May, I had a period that was like a whole month long. Drove me crazy. It stopped. I had just moved up to Palm Beach area, and I was in need of a new OBGYN. So I found one. I tried to look for a Black OBGYN. I found one, went to her, did all the routine stuff, did my PAP, all of that. And the results had came back, and she was like, oh yeah, I did an ultrasound. She was like, yeah, you have fibroids. And I was telling her about heavy bleeding. And ironically, she suggested birth control or to drink teas. It was just very weird. And I had a lot going on in my life, so I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was like, okay, whatever. And I went on about my business. I just did nothing, right? Periods stay consistent.
What I tell y'all, they know that their box is fucked up. And she just told you, I did nothing. I got to get out here. I got to work. I got bills to pay. And I'm hoping that this shit could work enough where I could fleece a man. But a lot of times they know that's not going to happen. Happens sometimes, but they actually need to fix it up so they can actually throw the bait out. But she did nothing.
And they were still heavy. But I just was like, whatever. You know, we end up accepting things, even though they're really not normal, but we just take it as this is life now, right?
So why you don't tell none of the men that you fucking that? So he could know that some other woman that he done fucked in his life got a better pussy than you. It's horrible, players.
So they're really not normal, but we just take it as this is life now, right? And that's how I saw my period. This is life now. What am I going to do? So, of course, you're always too young at this age for if you tell them, hey, take out the uterus. I do have a daughter. She is 15.
Oh, okay.
Would I want to have kids? I kind of did. But it turned into, if it's in the cards for me, it's in the cards for me. So, fast forward.
That's another part of the story. So it's weird out here. So a lot of times in the Black community, the Black man in these new times, the Black man's limited to one child per woman because, you know, their pussies are fucked up. So she had that baby early, but she didn't stay with that man. So now she can't really, she ain't gonna be able to have no good babies anymore. And now she like, well, if it's in the cards, it's in the cards, ma'am. So you need to be saying, look, I'm out here to love on somebody or stay away from men altogether. Because you know you messed up in the head. That nigga, what's good?
So fast forward, did the whole OBGYN visits last year, blah, blah, blah. Well, when my period started this year, I had like, in December, I really didn't have a period. It was weird. And then I ended up realizing like I'm bleeding heavy. Month of January, just bleeding heavy. And I said, okay, this is all right. Where it started to realize I needed to pay more attention was when I started bleeding through an ultra tampon in an hour.
There you go, guys. Yeah, no, we going dark today. We going dark. We going dark today, players. Sorry, man. These people have ruined themselves so bad that they call having one baby a miracle baby. You believe that shit? I mean, these are some...
Here are 5 things I wish I would have known before I had my myomectomy when I was first diagnosed with my uterine fibroids. Hello, my name is Janisha Mays. I am a functional nurse specialist and the owner of Eudaimonia Wellness and Beauty located in Dallas, Texas. I had 22 uterine fibroids removed, grade 2 endometriosis, and 1 ovarian cyst removed earlier this year with a successful myomectomy procedure.
Now, does any man want a woman like should any man have to wife that, without knowing those conditions? when she meet a man, she's supposed to be like, "No, I'm real fucked up on the inside, man. So I'm damn sure a barrel of fun. Not much more than that. I mean, I could rock with you, I could be your wife, but all that family stuff, no."
A successful myomectomy procedure. If I would have known then what I know now, there are 5 things I would have done different to possibly prevent my fibroids from getting to the level that they were at. Number 1, managing my stress. I have been an ER nurse for going on 10 years now, so you could imagine the amount of stress my body endured.
See that, guys? Now this is a good breakdown. This is good. So check this out, class. So she's breaking down, you know, her fibroids and her endometriosis and all this other stuff, right? She's breaking it down. And what do they want to do? They want to get out here and work and be nurses and make their money and do all of that. So she's admitted that working fucked up my pussy and my life. So that's first. Black man told you, nah, you just deal with a man. Whatever the wealth is, y'all got each other's back. Y'all work it out. So even if she was a nurse and still, you know, had a man or whatever, you would have that bond with that man, and you know he would know your pussy, you know, fucked up or whatever, and he would be able to work with you. But this is a great sign that working fucked her pussy up. Let's go.
Basis. And even though I work very well under pressure, that pressure and that stress was causing my fibroids to just grow out of control. It is so important to make sure that you have proper stress management techniques in place, because chronic stress allows your body to have a disruption in those hormones.
Ma'am, other women that don't have this problem, they ain't talking about that. You just saying it because you got a bad pussy. Okay? So you basically saying a woman on welfare, she don't have the stress that you have. She don't have the life that you have, but she don't have the bad pussy that you have either. These are the trade-offs that you have to deal with, sis, and I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy about it.
To have a disruption in those hormones. Once you have those disruptions in those hormones, it kind of just creates a breeding ground for your fibroids to grow or to get larger. Number 2, weight management. I understood that weight was a contributing factor, but what I did not understand was how carrying abdominal fat and the visceral fat around those organs was really contributing to my fibroid growth. Once I got serious.
No, that's not the way she's supposed to say that. Abdominal weight. Bitch, stop. You know, the way you was eating was like a pig, and it was a disgusting diet. Fuck you mean weight around your abdominal area. Yo, these are some of the most horrible people. Just lie and try to reword shit. Nah. You ate what you wanted to eat.
Fat around those organs was really contributing to my fibroid growth. Once I got serious about my healthy lifestyle, understanding that managing my weight was the very first thing I had to do. When me getting able to get that weight under control allowed me to, guess what? Regulate those hormones so that I didn't have that breeding ground for those fibroids to grow the way that they did. Number 3, foods. So the foods that I was eating not only contributed to my obesity, but it also contributed to my fibroids growing at an alarming rate.
Okay. So remember, guys, all of this thick and obese and all of this other stuff, it ain't just they fat. That pussy fucked up too.
So when I was first diagnosed with fibroids, I had 4 fibroids in my uterus. Even though I was told to wait and watch, within 4 years, I went from 4 fibroids to 22.
So the question is, was you giving that pussy up knowing your pussy was fucked up? Of course she was. Trying to fleece somebody to deal with this shit.
And a lot of that was my poor eating habits. Eating foods that are high inflammatory foods, foods that are high in processed, and just foods that just don't contribute to overall wellness really contributed to my fibroids growing. Now, once I decided to get my life together and my wellness, of course, all of these things went together. But had I known what I know now, I would have got much serious and cleaned up my eating habits sooner than I did.
There you have it. And we know that these women don't know what's going on with their box. And once they know, it's hard to stop that accustomed lifestyle of eating, and your other friends get to eat all the fly stuff and you can't. You know, these people are followers, you know. And, you know, that's one thing that we know as black men. They cannot change their diet habits like that. I mean, some can. And once you do, I mean, it's a damn dead tail, dead giveaway. Bitch trying to fix her fucking box. See, they trying to take it off of them, right? In the box management, right? You get it.
Number 4, my caffeine intake. I drank so much caffeine on a daily basis. I didn't even know that it was causing my fibroids to grow at rapid rates that it was doing. I would drink 1 to 2 bangs every single shift. And mind you, I would work 3 to 4 12-hour shifts every single week. So if you think about how much.
That's what her life turned out to be about, working all these big shifts. You know? That's what the black woman does. Work until that pussy goes bad. Then they want to try to fix it up. Let's go.
Much caffeine is in 1 can of bank, and I was doing that every single week. I just created the breeding space for my fibroids to grow out of control. So it is so important to make sure that we keep our caffeine intake to a minimum. I'm not a coffee drinker, and I do understand that people love their coffee, but we have to understand that, do we want the coffee or do we want these fibroids to be under control? I want my fibroids to be under control. And number 5, vitamin D.
Yeah, guys, there you have it, man. Fucking horrible people, man.
When I was pregnant with Carter, I had fibroids. My fibroids were so big that I measured like I was pregnant with twins. My fibroids were.
So I'm telling y'all, they'll have a baby. They don't care how that baby comes out. The black woman has broke her pussy down to garbage.
So let's talk about my fibrosis journey. In 2016, I started eating healthier. And it didn't have anything to do with me having fibroids. I didn't find that out until 2018. My health journey was more about a spiritual awakening. 2016 was the year that I turned 25. 2 and 5 is 7. 7 is the number of awakening. And that is why we as melanin people are so attached to the number 25. If you make it to see 25, you're an OG. It's a spiritual connection that we have.
There you go. Another psycho bitch. And like I said, once you start going to these levels of conversation with these women, you start to hear, bitch, you batshit crazy. Excuse me. No, bitch, you crazy. It's the sugar in the coffee. It wasn't the fucking caffeine. Let them tell it, King. Let them tell it. And they definitely ain't getting no vitamin D because none of them want to get darker. You got to be in the sun. Facts. No, they run into the AC. Scared to take pills, but they'll run to get the pills before they go out and get in the sun and be outside and hang out with, like, guess what that is? Hanging out with a man, going to the beach all the time, getting your vitamin D. But they ain't got it like that. And that's why we say they have really ruined the black box. They know nothing. They still believe that their lifestyle, the systemic program lifestyle, is good for them. They don't know any better.
To that number. That same year was the year that Dr. City passed. So not only was I learning about spirituality, I was learning about law.
Oh boy.
Because before then, my eating habits were horrible. I would eat a paint of bluebell before bed. I love cereal, smothered pork chops, hot Funyuns. I would get a big bag of those gummy lifesavers. Like, this was my everyday diet. I really didn't too much know about soda. I didn't really know about healthy eating then. At the end of 2017, the guy that I was dating, we decided that we wanted to have a baby. And New Year's of 2018 is when I ended up in the hospital because I was having really, really bad abdominal pains and I was throwing up uncontrollably. So I go to the hospital, they give me a vaginal sonogram, and they told me that I was having internal bleed. All the blood, my uterus ruptured and all the blood was flowing into my stomach. The doctor had even told me that if I would have stayed home an extra day, I would have died. Because I did stay home. I didn't go to the hospital until the 3rd. The second I stayed home, I was drinking herbal teas. I was trying to do anything to make the pain go away because I'm thinking maybe it's just, I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't know that it was fibroids. So when I get to the hospital, they rushed me back, do emergency surgery. And that is when I found out that the baby was growing in my tube because the fibroids was blocking. So I was eating healthy. I was drinking elderberry teas, none of that stuff. I was working out, none of that stuff helped. It wasn't until 2021 when I found these herbs to blend and actually make my feminine health, my Medela, which is on my website. I started taking those pills because I was already taking sea moss. I was already taking blood cleansers and chlorophyll. I just wasn't taking the Medela, the feminine.
See what happened to her? Trying to recover. Messed her system up. She was supposed to be eating and drinking like that the whole time. You understand?
Here's what I wish I would have done when I was diagnosed with fibroids. If you don't know me, I'm Danile. I'm a wellness creator, and I just had an open myomectomy. So fibroids, myomectomies, and women's health are all super top of mind for me. Plus, 70% of women, 80% of Black women of childbearing age will be diagnosed with fibroids, so it's an important topic. First thing I wish I would have done was have my
Stop the show. Stop the fucking show. Stop the fucking show. She said 80% of women of color childbearing age. Bitch, you ain't trying to have no babies. Why do you give a fuck if it's childbearing age? Just want the ability to fleece a man, wait till you're in your 30s and get that man a slow ass baby. Look, man, I know y'all laughing, but it's all good.
Women of childbearing age will be diagnosed with fibroids, so it's an important topic. First thing I wish I would have done was had my doctor, my gynecologist, walk me through my MRI scans. I had to advocate to get those MRI scans, but when I got them, I didn't actually know what I was looking at. I'll show you a photo.
What does that have to do with anything? You were supposed to get your man early in your 20s, and you're mad that your pussy's done hit the wall. So what did you do? You said, I'm going to avoid the wall. I'm going to go get a surgery. I just wish my doctor told me stuff earlier, though. Unbelievable.
Knowing what was going on in my body would have been really helpful. And the reason I know that is because when I met with my incredible surgeon, he actually walked me through my scans, literally outlined my uterus, outlined my bladder, outlined all of my fibroids to help me understand where they were sitting in my body. And there was something about that that was just so empowering. Second thing I would have done was, based off of the placement of my fibroids, I would have asked my doctor, what are the type of symptoms I should expect as those fibroids grow? So again, I had one that was sitting right on top of my bladder and it was causing frequent urination. And I didn't connect the two until a meeting with my surgeon. And I was like, oh, that's why I'm peeing all the time. It's not because I have a small bladder. The third thing I wish I would have done earlier on was put a plan in place. So my gynecologist was like, yeah, you have fibroids. Actually, I'm going to show you, I'll show you a screenshot and then call me if you have questions. That's not a plan. We would have put a plan together to monitor the growth via ultrasounds or, additional MRIs, or I wish I would have had more insight into what I should be thinking about in terms of symptoms, like I just said. And the reason I think that would have been helpful is because I probably wouldn't have had to have an open myomectomy. I may have been able to put other plans in place to mitigate some of the symptoms that I was feeling.
Well, I'm just going to tell y'all straight up, that's a lie, because they rather get a real professional fix than leave it in their own hands. Okay? A lot of times when you see people leave it in their own hands, it's because they can't afford that surgery. Okay? So when you put the list of things that these people will go through to fleece a man, you talking BBLs, all the surgeries apply. You understand? All the things they'll do to try to fleece you, player. Okay?
I'm starting to see a lot of comments like this on my last post, and I really want to just pose a question. Like, has anyone got the myomectomy and after years and years their fibroids didn't grow back? And if they didn't grow back, sis, what you do? Like, what were you doing? Like, I need to know. And also, for the ones who fibroids did grow back, how long did it take for that to happen? And
like I said, black man, they know. They know this box is fucked up. See, but it didn't hit, in the years prior. Only, select people of us knew. It is what it is now. You understand? They're trying to come out with it. Okay, we'll take the info. Oh, TikTok did something. Hold on, I want to go dark anyway. Oh boy.
Hey y'all, it's me. I know it's been a while. I'm the pregnant girl, as you guys know. I'm 5.5 months pregnant. So life has been life, and I'm on a new journey and a new chapter in my life that I did not expect that I was going to be on, to say the least. For starters, I'm 42. Okay, just turned 42, and this pregnancy is so different than it was 19 years ago. Than when I had my daughter, when I was like 22 years old, or about to turn 23. I had my whole life ahead of me. I had so much energy. The body was a totally different place. The mind was a different place. And things are just a lot different than they used to be. So even though this journey has been a blessing.
42 and pregnant. Boy, oh boy. All right, man. I want to I'll come back to that. I want to go dark. Man. Let's go dark, guys. Because they always try to glamorize this shit. We got to stop it. Because men have to face these hurtful events from fucking with people like this.
Hey, it's Nina Lemty here, the nutrition lifestyle strategist, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to increase.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all the new flex of the black woman. The new flex of the black woman is to have a baby. Don't give a damn if that baby's slow or fast. But the goal is to have a baby. Okay? Just poor representation of growth in the community, right? And guess what they're willing to do? Everything to try to have a baby. Go through miscarriages, go through surgeries, go through IVF. Everything. All because they never knew in their 20s they was fucking up. And then they get to their late 20s and 30s and beyond and realize, yo, my pussy ain't shit. I need a man that's going to accept doing the IVF so I can have his C-section. That's the new flex, pimp. Okay? That's the new flex. We going dark. Guys.
Okay, so I did have to get a blood transfusion because my hemoglobin was really low. My hemoglobin was like a 5 something. So I did have to get a blood transfusion, at least get up to like a 7, 8. But when I did that, I also had to end up getting iron infusions because in order for me to get the surgery, my hemoglobin had to be at 10 or above. So with that being said, yeah, if your hemoglobin is low, if you're anemic as well, when your hemoglobin is low, they're gonna give you like a blood transfusion, or based on how low it is, they're gonna make you do the iron infusions. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, we going there. Let's go. Fuck it. Let's just go there. Fuck.
Shout out to everybody that's O positive that be donating. I appreciate y'all, because without y'all, I would not still be here. Shout out to everybody that's O positive that be donating.
Yeah, all from the box. Let's go.
For about the last 7 years, I've been dealing with severe anemia. And what's crazy, what is the cause of my anemia? I've been having those symptoms, but I didn't put two and two. I didn't think anything of it. I had blood transfusion, iron transfusions. Yeah. And even, what was it, back in January, I had an iron infusion, which was through Injectifer. Injectifer is supposed to be like, you get it done back to back, in a sense. You get one done, a 30-minute session done the first time, and then you come back a week later, you do another 30-minute session, and then you're good for a year. Yeah, that only was good for me for like a year. And then after that, I was going every 6 months. So after I had my last Injectifer infusion, which was in January, my hematologist was like, I need you to go see the colonologist or colorectal, and I need you to see your OB. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. But in stages, right? So I seen colorectal, had a colonoscopy done, ruled out. That ain't it. Last week, I had my ultrasound. Girl has fibroids. Two to be exact. And as my doctor's asking me all these questions, I was like, oh. So I have a high tolerance for pain, and it takes a lot for me to have to take like uphill, prescription or non.
I'm just giving you what you're dealing with. Women that has blood transfusions, colonoscopies, just everything that you would think that's, they're just making sure that their health is right. No. Everything to let you know their health is wrong. But she looked good. And they know that they can play on that with you brothers. And when you hear these bitches say, yo, a nigga will fuck anything, because they know you'll fuck them. And they're fucked up. They got dark box. You understand? Yeah, it gets dark. It's going dark, player. It's going dark.
The ER waiting for a blood transfusion. The ER snack machine prices. You know good, but I've been sitting here 3 hours. 5:51 a.m. just been placed in the room. No blood transfusion, but those are vitals before.
Hey, HD Live, you can see why they'll flag you. They'll flag you for this, boy. Poor woman, man. Come on, man. My brothers ain't getting no blood transfusion out here. This is what you call mismanagement.
So I think what I was mentioning was the emotional part of this surgery and what all that feels like. I don't know how I feel, honestly. I don't know that body image factor. She didn't talk about that part. We never talked about body image.
Yeah, man. This is how dark it gets. You hear me? This is dark. Dark box, pimpin'. This is what the sisters go through, man. and I get a little upset.
Your womb and your fibroid. And what happened is through your ID, right? They put a flood and they stop the blood flow to the fibroid to the womb. And then they don't have blood supply, fibroid to the womb, and they shrink. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Rather than remove it.
So I should start having a baby now, if I choose to.
Oh yes. I want you to have it yesterday.
Yesterday. Right.
I wanted you to have a baby yesterday. As black women, you're supposed to have babies when you're young, but you've been taught to do some dumb shit. Now you are under pressure to have one baby. Don't know if that baby gonna be slow or not. But if you did have a chance, the doctor says it should have been yesterday. Do you think this woman is in position to go make a baby with any sort of family structure intact? So you know she fucked up. Come on now.
If I choose to.
Oh yes. I want you to have it yesterday.
Yesterday. Right now. Like, oh my God.
The other thing, you don't have to have a baby.
Okay. Yeah.
You could have adoption.
Okay.
There you go. The black woman pussy has been broken down to adoption. You hear this shit? This from a doctor. She thinks she doing something by putting this up there, sneak recording the doctor. The doctor said, your pussy's so fucked up as a black woman. You need to think about adoption, honey. You are fucked up. Doctor ain't lying.
Right now. Like, oh my God.
The other thing, you don't have to have a baby.
Okay. Yeah.
You could have adoption.
Okay.
Serious? Mm-hmm. Anything strange, I might have to go inside.
Okay.
But not today.
All right. Yeah. And then I have a friend, and she says she doesn't have no odor, like vagina and stuff.
Okay.
And I don't have an odor either, but I just want to know, can you give me anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you
Oh shit. She got a friend that has an odor. She don't have an odor, but can the doctor give her something so she don't eventually get an odor? That shit sound funny.
Can you give me anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you do, you wash it with water.
Yeah, the doctor said for your stinking ass pussy, what you need to do is wash it with water.
Can you give me anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you do, you wash it with water.
Yeah.
But never any strong chemical.
So no douche. Okay.
Hold on. So the doctor said, wash your pussy out with water, right? She said, oh, so none of the good stuff that I use. Ma'am, the doctor said that stuff ain't good. Why are you calling it good? Masking your funky ass pussy. Unbelievable. My fault. Damn.
And if it got out of control, you could wash it with water.
Yeah.
But never any strong chemical.
So no douche. Okay. Because I used to like to douche a lot.
Oh, douche.
And if it got out of control,
yeah.
Use a vaginal gel. And take one pill by mouth.
Oh, okay.
And you have
to balance the pH, right?
You can use it once a month. Okay.
Because so is a musty smell, is that normal?
It can be normal.
Okay.
If it doesn't bother you.
Mm-hmm.
If it bothers you, you can treat it.
Okay.
Water.
Okay.
For a day it doesn't work. You can use it.
Mm-hmm.
One pill.
That's why I was like, teen pregnancy is good. Because this.
No. So as stupid as she looks, she's not that stupid. As stupid as she looks, she's not that stupid. She's basically saying after you turn 18, pregnancy is good for black women. She noticed she fucked up the lifespan of her pussy.
Okay. That's why I was like, teen pregnancy is good. Because this all this stuff.
Yeah, you don't have fibroid. These are a lot of fibroids. I think they will grow
where they came from. Is it genetics or?
It's just more like one like that.
Because my mom had me at 39. And I was like, okay, I should have started.
Your mom too good for you. I mean, your father, he gave me too much good food.
That's crazy.
I'm angry, that's why I'm fat.
That's crazy.
All right, look forward, okay? Make sense? Teen parents, it's not the best thing.
I have my kids now.
You're like my wife. My wife wants grandkid now. I said, what the? I just getting away from, raising them. I don't want to go right back to jail.
Yeah. 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 They talking about babies and she can't have none.
It's good when, kids, they trying the black area is your bladder. A little urine, the liquid out there, the black area. That's in your front, okay?
Okay.
That's your bladder.
Take care. This shit is crazy. Like, that was some real shit. And I had to think about life choices, these life choices.
Now y'all get it? Now y'all understand? They go to the doctor on their own with no man around, and they got to think about life choices. How are these people more mentally stable than you? These people are fucked up in the head. You hear me? She need to think about life choices. You hear me? She got that truth. Yo, this pussy is fading fast. You was blessed with a fading fast pussy. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, yo. Don't laugh, homie. This shit ain't funny, man.
So since I have nothing else to do but lie in bed and heal, I figured I'd tell you what led up to me having pretty much an emergency hysterectomy. I suffered with endometriosis pretty much all of my life, abnormal bleeding pretty much all of my life. At the age of 18, after trying all different kinds of birth control, I was able to put myself on the Depo shot for about 2 years before my marriage. After I got married, I started weaning myself off of the Depo shot because I wanted to prepare to attempt to have children as I was
There we go, guys. Do you hear the story? This is what we call fibroid awareness for men. You hear that? Listen to all the shit she did with her pussy before she got married, thinking she gonna have a successful. Listen to this. Listen. I suffered from endo pretty much all of my life. Listen, this way before her husband. Listen. At the age of 18, after trying all kinds of birth control. This is all before her husband. But he is the privileged individual that was gained the privilege of marrying this bitch. I hope you guys understand. King Disagreeable, what's good? Right. I've never had to ask a doctor if my joint is normal. Do I need a blood transfusion? Are you kidding me? Platt, what up?
I was able to put myself on the Depo shot for about 2 years before my marriage. After I got married, I started weaning myself off of the Depo shot because I wanted to prepare to attempt to have children.
After I got married, I got offered a birth control. I want to let that man know, no, I'm solid gold. I was just taking the birth control because I'm responsible. Let's go.
As I was, about to get married. All my life, I was told that I was very fertile, that it would be easy for me to, carry children. But that ended up not being the case.
All my life, I was told I was very, fertile. But what did I do? I took all kinds of birth control, and I was on the depot shot leading up to my marriage. So yeah, I was good, but I did stuff. I thought, I didn't think this stuff would do anything to me. I would just put, unknown things in my body. Let's go.
Not because I wasn't able to get pregnant, but because I had bled for so many years, for so long, my tubes ended up being blocked from all that blood. So there were things that I could do, of course, which is like, get your tubes cleaned, it's great. But that also could be a problem because once it heals, sometimes your tube can have bruising. And I have keloid skin, so bruising is scary for me because it overcorrects. My skin would try to.
Listen, I hope you niggas could get it, man. I mean, damn, brothers, don't you get it? You're healthy. I mean, these people, now remember, they get to learn all of these things about themselves because of the pussy. How prestigious it's supposed to be. It really is vital. And the things that we carry for our strength and wellness is vital too. And we do a damn good job of trying to make sure, if we notice something on us around, we try to, make sure, hey, what's that? They have a tendency of just carrying on with the problem until something really bad happens.
So I never wanted to go that route. If you would like a story time on my trauma of why I didn't go to the doctor for 9 years after losing the baby through exercise.
Oh my goodness. And she lost the baby. Well, what?
Pregnancies twice. Drop it in the comment section below. Well, fast forward, I am 35 now. I experienced what I experienced around the age of 21. 12 to 21 is what I was just discussing and just describing. So on last year, October of 2024, I started experiencing really, 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 really heavy bleeding. I started having real bad sweats. I would be out and then I would just be drenched in sweat. So I was like, okay, my mom said she had menopause, started menopause. My grandma on my maternal side started menopause around the age of 35. So
now, remember, they get it from their mamas and stuff like that. And what do? They try to be everything besides their grandmama and their mama. And, once they, pussy goes bad, they go on like damn ancestry.com. They start trying to find out the history, the heritage, the family lineage of bad pussy. They go on this whole quest and this whole journey. Now, we got bitches that don't got to do all that. When is Trump going to take the smartphone away from these bitches? I know, man. I know.
Maybe this is me going through menopause. Like the clots would be as big as my hand. As big as my hand or bigger. For years, I would just sit, like get up in the middle of the night and just sit on the toilet, just waiting for something to fall out because I knew that it was going to eventually fall out. So I would just stay there, legs going numb. It would be horrible. It was a horrible experience for the majority of my life, and I wouldn't wish that kind of pain or aggravation on anybody. But around October is when it became a
Well, you wished it on, you let a man marry you. You did wish it on somebody. You let somebody marry you. You're just a horrible person if you ask me. I'm different though.
unbearable. Like I said, I was experiencing the heavy bleeding, meaning around the third day of my cycle, it was like somebody turned on a faucet and it wouldn't stop. I was using I was put 2 Ultra tampons on, plus have overnight pads, and I would have to change everything like every 15 to 30 minutes. I started getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I started having to stay home, not be able to maneuver. My cycle started lasting longer than normal. Then it got to the point where I started having shortness of breath. Like I would walk from my bed to the room door and it would feel like I just ran a marathon. So then my heart started beating really, really fast. And, I still sucked it up, still thought that, I'm going through menopause or whatever the case might be. And then I started to feel weak. I started having faint spells, but I didn't faint. And anybody in my family can tell you that I'm very strong-willed. So the average person probably would have fainted, but I just didn't faint, even though I felt like I would have my little moments of like, I think I feel like, do I feel faint? But like I really like always study my body, or try to study like how I'm feeling or what I'm feeling in that moment. And so I never like dropped and hit the floor, but I had those moments of I think I feel a little faint, but I just kept on going, drank some water, and kept on going. So one day I got up and I felt like a pain, and it was similar to the pain that I felt when I found out that I had an ectopic pregnancy. And but I knew I wasn't pregnant, so I was like, something was wrong. I just figured it was a UTI. Because
She figured it was a UTI, ma'am.
At the touch, when I touched my side, it was painful. And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have pain at the touch. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the, urgent care or something like that. And my wife was like, you should go to Roper.
HD Live was right. HD Live was right. He said she tried to stud it up. HD Live was right. Unbelievable.
Pain at the touch. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the, urgent care or something like that. And my wife was like, you should go to Roper. So it shows you how, like, I didn't think it was a big deal. I went and got new phones for me and her, dropped the phone off to her job. Then I went to Roper. When I went to Roper and I told them that I think I had a UTI, I just wanted to, get checked. They checked me and they ended up checking my blood. And because of what I told them, they ended up doing a CAT scan. That's when they saw that I had a hemorrhagic cyst that burst and my blood level was 6. Now,
man, we going dark, yo. This is a dark. We ain't trying to be nice. I'm sorry, guys. We going dark, homie. Sometimes it does this dumb shit.
What if I told you? Hey y'all, Nurse Cherie here. If you have been having issues with fibroids, scar tissue, or blood clots, there is an enzyme.
Sorry, guys. My fault.
we're back with my mother's viral.
All right. Let me get you guys out of there. Yo, King disagree. You just got here? Hold on, I gotta show you how we started. Look at this no good ass bitch.
Or if you have any questions.
Look at this. You didn't see this one.
Feel free to reach out to us. But when we were going through this, we felt like there wasn't a whole lot of content out there that we could, I guess, kind of consume to make ourselves feel better about the process. What do you think?
About the situation, yeah. We really binge watch a lot of videos that we could find related to IVF, but like he was saying, there's really not much up there because a lot of people don't share their story. I think a lot of women and men who have infertility on either side.
No, it's not infertility on either side. The women are embarrassed, not the men.
Videos that we could find related to IVF, but like he was saying, there's really not much up there because a lot of people don't share their story. I think a lot of women and men who have infertility on either side are embarrassed about having to go through the process to get a baby, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Platt. Yeah. This is what happened to homie. You see what happens? All of the good black box. So the question is to you guys, you get a sexy black woman like this, right? Nice chest, nice everything, right? And you got this nice house with the steps and everything, and you're gonna marry the woman and stuff like that. And she like, yo, son, my box is fucked up though. So if me and you gonna have a family, it's gonna have to be scientific. And you say, what's that? You say, that IVF stuff they doing. And you be like, I can't just fuck you and make a baby. And she gonna be like, nah. Do you still want her?
You know what I mean?
And before we get to the video, first off, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Join the family today. It's free. All you got to do is, if you have any questions, like I said, please. Yeah, so this video, we just want to go kind of step by step why we had to do IVF, what the IVF process was like for us, and of course, the after effects or the aftermath of the whole process, emotionally, physically, and of course, it was successful for us. So I'm truly blessed, for it to work out. But
so, spoiler alert, it was successful for them. We don't know what the status of that baby is going to be when it gets older, and that's fine. I hope them the best. But remember, that's what they regulated to.
And if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to him, reach out to me, or reach out to our couples page. We always try to respond. And, hectic.
So stupid. But it's been one day. Hector.
Hectic.
Name are back in
But anyways, like I was saying, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, him, or couples page. We always try to respond and, be there for people because we know how hard it was to go through the process and you don't really know what to expect. You just kind of blindly going into it.
At least we were. So maybe. I don't know.
So I can start us off.
Go ahead.
So I want to say maybe, it was in 2019, we decided that we wanted to try to have a baby after I had a cyst removal, a cyst that was 11 centimeters big. So I had to get a C-section cut. And then when they did that, they found out that I had stage 4 endometriosis. If you don't know what endometriosis.
So she had a cyst removal and she had stage 4 endo after they got married and was trying to conceive. Did she know she had that condition before she met him?
We wanted to try to have a baby after I had a cyst removal, a cyst that was 11 centimeters big. So I had to get a C-section cut. And then when they did that, they found out that I had stage 4 endometriosis. If you don't know what endometriosis is, basically scar tissue lining during your period. It can affect your fertility depending on the person. It doesn't affect everyone's fertility who has it, but for me, it did. After I had my surgery, we tried for about 2 years and we had.
So they found after she got married, okay? All of a sudden, she had a cyst that needed to be removed, and all of a sudden, she had endo after she got married, right? And they said that, it doesn't affect everyone's fertility, but they said you, black cis, it affects yours. So clearly, she was upset, but she got a good man.
Had no luck of conceiving. And when I mean we tried, I mean, actively trying every month, tracking ovulation, who has it, but for me, it did. After I had my surgery, we tried for about 2 years and we had no luck.
So she married the dude. Then they wasn't having a baby. She went and got the cyst removed and diagnosed. And then she was like, yeah, that's all you had to do. So now let's do it. So 2 more years went by, getting it in still wasn't happening.
Conceiving. And when I mean we tried, I mean, actively trying every month, tracking ovulation and, doing the do when you're supposed to do it. We didn't have any luck. So my OBGYN referred us to a IVF doctor, Dr. Jason Griffith in the Woodlands area, that she normally sent her clients that, well, everybody don't have to go there, but she recommends him because he has really good reviews and, So we reached out and we had a consult. I think it was March 2021.
Yeah, we had a consultation. He literally, kind of told us what, his recommendation for us would be, and that was IVF. And he told her that the time frame for us to do it wasn't, we didn't have a whole lot of time. Like we had made.
See what the other doctor told the other girl? I needed you to have a baby yesterday. And like this doctor's telling her, you don't have a whole lot of time. Do you want to have a seed under those conditions?
Maybe, 3 to 5 years max, where he felt comfortable that we could do it successfully. So what that meant for us was we need to figure out, okay, how can we afford it? How can we actually do it physically without kind of impacting our lives in a way that would be, detrimental to a newborn? It was a lot of conversations that we had, and ultimately.
And during that time too, we weren't married. So, I had my own insurance. He had his own insurance. I was actually still under my parents' insurance.
Oh, right. So they wasn't married yet, but they was going to get married, and her insurance didn't cover it. So she was like, yo, we got to get married. Oh, hell no.
To a newborn, it was a lot of conversations that we had, and ultimately.
And during that time too, we weren't married. So, I had my own insurance. He had his own insurance. I was actually still under my parents' insurance. And,
and her insurance didn't cover it.
IVF cost a lot. And I remember after we had our consult, we were like, freak. Like, we can't do this.
I was a freak. She was.
I was like, freak. Because I'm like, how the hell are we going to afford this? Like, if you know about IVF.
How the hell are we going to afford this? What does that mean? You see that King Disagreeable said, look, if I wanted a child and my woman couldn't, deliver, I leave her immediately. I don't get this. Me either, son. That's why we say, yo, these dudes are something else. If you aren't building a legacy or extracting, this is a zero reason to be around these gladiators outside of recreational. You understand? And they're still trying to play you like they're more than that. We're showing you biological evidence that it's not more than that. But when you got a good man like this, look, they went try to get her pussy, try to get IVF for her bad bucks, right? And they said, nah, your insurance don't cover it. And he loves her already.
Beginning costs can be about $20,000 for one cycle. So we were like, freak, like we can't do this.
I was a freak. She was.
Well, I was like freak because I'm like, how the hell are we gonna afford this? Like, if you know about IVF, beginning costs can be about $20,000 for one cycle, not including your medicine, and then your medicine is between $5,000 to $10,000.
$20,000 and $5,000 for something that you're supposed to do for free. Who the hell? How could you possibly sign up for this?
She was.
I was like,
no, pay for this. He's paying for this.
Freaks. I'm like, how the hell are we gonna afford this? Like, if you know about IVF, beginning costs can be about $20,000 for one cycle, not including your medicine, and then your medicine is between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how much you need. So I was just freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to take a loan out to do this, but I really want a baby.
She said, I'm gonna have to take a loan out for my bad box. Unbelievable. I actually believe IVF should not be child support. For real. If your man got to go through this embarrassment and reduce denigration and degradation, come on, man.
So I was just freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to take a loan out to do this, but I really want a baby. It was just a lot. I was just freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to take a loan out to do this, but I really want a baby.
I mean, where have you ever heard anything like that? I need to take a loan out to have a baby. Brother, is that a broke pussy? You tell me.
What you need. So I was just freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to take a loan out to do this, but I really want a baby. It was just a lot.
Long story short, if you do IVF without insurance, expect to be paying between $20,000 to $40,000.
$20,000 to $40,000 for no guarantee and no guarantee of a healthy baby. Black man, do you have to go through that? Will you subject yourself to that?
On average, and I know that's a wide margin, but
it's true.
It's rare that you would be on the lower end. Like everything will literally have to work out perfectly for you to be on that lower end. And also, it could not work. And if it doesn't work, then you may have to pay for more medicine. Depending on who you're doing your procedures with, they may allow you to try again for free, like certain things. But
there are also some people who do go to like Mexico and other countries where IVF is a lot cheaper, maybe half the.
There are some people who go, there are some black women who go to Mexico to do IVF for cheap, like they go to DR to do BBLs for cheap. So they ain't having no black baby. Or maybe they carry this. I don't know. I'm just showing you that what the black pussy got to go through to have one possible normal child.
But we
weren't trying to be traveling in and out of the country.
Nor do we necessarily trust, stuff that's not reputable. So if the reputation isn't good, like the doctor we went to, like he had fantastic reviews. He was a really, really good guy. Like I could tell he really cared.
This nigga said, the nigga said the doctor I went to had fantastic reviews. That's the way I had to have a baby. Brother, if you don't think you pathetic, let me be the one to tell you.
About her. She's so sweet.
We're going back for our next baby.
We have to do it. We could tell that he really cared about us and he wanted to make sure that we were successful. And he also kept everything realistic. Like he didn't try to upsell us on, this is definitely going to work, or, he gave us the reality of the situation. And I think you have to be grounded in reality, but you also need to be hopeful. And I don't think it works when people sell you false dreams. I think you have to be realistic, but at the same time, optimistic.
But I feel like regardless whether you're going through IVF or not, you have to see both ends. You have to know that, hey, this could also not work and this could also work. I think a lot of people go into the IVF process thinking that you're guaranteed to have a baby at the end of it. And that's what we hope.
This woman is a horrible person. I don't know if y'all can understand this, but this is a horrible person. She's only a good person to say, yo, go somewhere where you can have as many babies as you want to. You shouldn't be you done made a success of yourself and all you get to have is one possible good baby. No. How could your success leave you at this fucking dead end?
Hope for, but it doesn't necessarily happen like that for everybody. Like I've seen some girls on TikTok who have literally went through like 10 cycles of IVF and still haven't gotten a baby. Let me get my best friend.
There she go. And as she goes to get the baby, I guess I'll say this.
King Disagreeable, you wasn't here from the beginning. I know that you are into slow babies. So don't be laughing. This baby's not slow. Stop.
Just because you're starting IVF doesn't mean that the end goal is near. IVF is a journey, and it's not just like she said. You start IVF and the baby is just going to be there. It may take you multiple cycles to get to where you're trying to get to, and that's fine. But you have to keep the long-term goal in your vision, because if you don't, then you're gonna lose yourself emotionally, and a lot of people do that, and it's very, very easy to. So
I'm not doing this with King Disagreeable. He's a horrible man. Yo, if that nigga say something, I mean, he can't be blocked. He can't be blocked. Yeah, this nigga ain't shit. I can't do this with this nigga, man.
Here's the little miracle baby here.
Mari girl.
So I guess back to the IVF stuff. Naomi, she had, she was battling infertility.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do that with this nigga, man. Yeah, you see how I'm throwing the blame on that nigga? Throwing the blame on my homie, B. Yo, that shit ain't right, son. That ain't right what she did to that man. And if we laugh, we the bad guys. Yeah. Ignore King Disagreeable's comments. Ignore that nigga, man. Yo, this nigga's horrible, man. Yo, this nigga's a horrible nigga, man. Yo. Oh man, this nigga here, baby. I can't do this shit. Money that could go with them starting a business got to be used to fix her fucked up box. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. Yo, don't read King Disagreeable's arguments. This nigga's a horrible human. I'm not doing this shit. See, this why HD Live got written up at work.
Goal in your vision, because if you don't, then you're gonna lose yourself emotionally, and a lot of people do that, and it's very, very easy to. So here's the little miracle baby here.
Mari girl.
So I guess back to the IVF stuff. Naomi, she had, she was battling infertility, and on the other hand, I was, I guess considered normal. So I
was really hoping it was him and not me, but it was me.
So
see, Naomi was facing infertility. What did she say? Every time I teach you guys something that sounds stupid, you laugh at me, and I say that's fine. But what did I tell you guys? They're always hoping that it's the man with the infertility problem because they appear to be wholesome. Listen up.
I guess considered normal. So
I was really hoping it was him and not.
And on the other hand, I was Naomi. She had, she was battling infertility, and on the other hand, I was, I guess considered normal. So
I was really hoping it was him and not me, but it was me.
So I guess considered normal. So
I was really hoping it was him and not me, but it was me.
And that's how you get to talk with your badass pussy. And that's the truth. I really was hoping it was him. I thought I was a healthy black woman. All right. That's a horrible person, dog. She really was hoping it was him. But being that he was a sucker and he pushed through and paid that money, now you could say, ooh, I was hoping it was him. When your ass supposed to be saying, shit, I got to find somebody that's willing to do this with me. He's supposed to be the fucking star here.
I was, you know, I guess considered normal. So
I was really hoping it was him and not me, but it was me.
So let's get into kind of just the IVF process as a whole. So how does
I'm not doing this with King Disagreeable. I'm not doing this shit. They have fucked up the baby experience for men. That bitch, she's a horrible person. Let's just call it what it is, man. He shouldn't have to go through that as a successful man. Man got stairs in his house, King. Man doing well. Come on, man.
Ever been since, you know, I've been dealing with the blood transfusion, but he still gave me one because probably like the second or third week of February, I'm going to have my.
Yeah, I'm not doing this, dog. I'm not doing this, man. Damn. Yo, Platt, man. Yo, Naomi looks good, but Naomi don't just want to be recreational box. She wants to have the ability to say, yo, my good looks fleeced me a diamond ring. And she got a big ring on. Her ring is huge. She fleeced the fuck out of that man. That woman's ring was huge. That woman's ring. Bro, look at that woman's ring. That woman's ring was huge. My goodness. Look at that woman's ring. Huge. Bitch got a decent, look at that ring. Look at that. That's decent, man. That is decent. Look at that ring. That's a winning woman, right? Oh, y'all can't see it. Ah, fuck. My fault. Look at that ring.
And
they're kind
of
look.
So they did that. They found out that I had stage 4 tissue. I don't know how to explain it.
Look at that ring, son. Look at that ring. That's a decent ring, son. She won. That woman life of being a liar, a conniver, she won. You hear me? She won with a ring like that, in a house like that, and a man like that. Made that nigga pay $40,000 to have a fucking science, you know what? Science experiment.
First, it was like I found out because probably like the second or third week of February, I'm going to have the myomectomy. I have like 3 fibroids. First, it was like I found out I had fibroids in 09, which I think I had them a little before then. I just found out in 09. And so they gave me 3 pints of blood, and it was bad. You know, my IV. It was bad. Then they gave me like this hormone medicine to kind of level my menstruation out so I won't bleed as much while I'm receiving the blood. Oh my God. It was like little like little razor blades going in my veins, and he gave me like 2 of those. I was like, I can't do that no more. So he stopped that. And then I started having cramps, and I never really had cramps before. Since I was 12 years old, I never really had cramps. It made my it was just bad. And then I threw up today. Water, because I'm not gonna eat that hospital food, but it did have some LeBron Lips lemonade. And my mom bought me some curry, peas and rice from the Jamaican restaurant here. And I've just been kind of laying around. Hopefully, I'm feeling a little bit better now because they gave me a pain pill. And I usually don't take pain pills, but I took a pain pill and I felt better because. So when I leave here, probably tomorrow, I will go to the art store. I think that's crazy. I've been thinking about art ever since I've been here because I got some orders I got to do and I got some giveaways. It's crazy. I usually bring my art stuff up here when I'm. I didn't. But this a mirror that I made. See y'all? The handmade mirror. It's dirty. This one of the old ones I made. It's called Beauty Within. But I'm gonna be giving the mirror away, my handmade mirror away, on my other channel. So y'all look out for that and make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel. And y'all want to see my room? Let me show y'all my room. You see, it's just I got my Tom's toothpaste and my black seed. You see them? They put these things on my legs so I won't get no blood clots. You see them? Let me see. Let me show you. See, they put these on my legs, and what they do, they kind of like puff up. I guess to keep circulation going. So look at my feet. My feet look like right now it's puffing up. This one puffing up. Look at my toes. And I gotta keep these on. And this is my room. And I'm ready to go home. I rarely turn the TV on because I'm always on the computer. So it's the room I'm in. Y'all can see that. I gotta get this back together. Hold on. All right. Let me push that back. So this is where I'm at now. And I want to thank everybody that left comments. And yeah, someone was telling me I need to take lat strap molasses. I did all that. It wasn't working. I'm gonna start, taking all that stuff again once I get the fibroids removed. And I want to see them. I told my doctor I want to see these little demons that been sucking my life away. And the only thing that I really, hey, I'm glad I work for myself because if I was working for somebody else, they would have been fired me. So I just wanted to give y'all an update. And you know what else I'm thinking about fibroids? I'm thinking that fibroids got something to do with environment. Because in my other video, I was telling y'all, about how in the 50s, majority of white women, Caucasian women got them, and now the majority of African American women of color get them. So I'm thinking it's something to do, with the emotional baggage and environmental. It could be a whole bunch of things. The food, because it's a lot of people a lot of students I know that's vegetarian or vegan and raw that's getting these fibroids. So, they say it's the right way to eat, but these things is just getting at everybody. I don't know. So, inshallah, once I get these things out, I never had surgery before. The closest surgery I ever had was getting my wisdom tooth pulled. And he said that it's going to probably take like 2 hours and it's going to be like 6 to 8 weeks. But y'all know me, I'm going to be painting somewhere because painting is like my cigarette. It makes me relax, and I can't wait to get home. And I got to do my earrings of the week. I got some earrings already done. Y'all can't wait to get home. So I guess what I'm going to do now is do a slideshow, a quick little slideshow of some of my word art earrings, the earrings that just have words that I put on while I'm.
There you have it, fam. Like I said, when you see these type of videos, it's made for you to just see, yo, you looking at somebody who is out of their mind. You hear me? We're not going to sugarcoat it. This is a person that's out of their mind. She tells you, yo, diet, box mismanagement, this, that. Nothing can save you. You were supposed to been with a man by now. That's why I do give credit to the women that fleece dudes. I do give them that because they need that love. She's in there by herself. Her mother brought her some curry rice. You understand? She's miserable, King. And what she says she get to do to not be miserable, go paint. I mean, just a poor soul. You understand? It ain't funny. It is what it is, man. It's pathetic. That's what our women have been reduced to out here in America, man. Sitting there saying, yeah, I'm fucked up, y'all. I'm a pain again, though. I'm going to do it. Yeah. That's how I want you guys to understand what the woman is. Everything else you see is bullshit. Okay? Just like a leech needs your blood, she treated tons of guys that would be in there with her like a sucker. Right. Right. Forget the mirror and mirror good box management. Amen. I know, brothers. I know. It's what it is, man. That's why I keep doing this stuff, because my thing is, what else is relevant? You know? Give a fuck about how a bitch act. Ma'am, you only got two ways to act as a woman. Somebody who got good boxing and you get to act like an asshole, or somebody who don't have good box and you need to, be recreation. Like, you taking your ass to work. Don't you dare try to talk about you want a man of God and all this other shit. That shit is crazy. Yo, it's Fibroid Awareness Month for men.
So, hey guys, it is July, and I am just finding out that July is Fibroid Awareness Month. My fibroid story is so crazy, and that's something that I'm gonna drop after I finish my fast.
Like I told you, brothers, it's endless. This is endless work here. Only thing we're waiting for, because it seems like it's going to be like they're trying to make it public. Okay? So, only thing we can hope for is that they do a good job with it, and we're out there to alert the men, because they know they've been had this bad box.
But I just wanted to come on here and say, it's so crazy to me because I did not find out. It's so crazy that I found out that I have fibroids, and I was vegan and plant-based for 7 years. But one thing I can say is that I don't think that I have fibroids. When I was vegan or plant-based, I had a lot of life-changing things happen back to back. Brother passed. I ruptured my Achilles, so dad left me out of work for 9 months. My father passed, and then I moved back to my hometown. Literally back to back.
Like I keep telling y'all, these people are unhealed. I keep telling y'all that. They are fucked up in the head.
Back to back to back to back to back, life-changing events. And I think the stress from all of that, the grief, the sadness, really built these non-benign tumors, fibroids. So I am definitely going to document my journey. It's just...
Nigga said, yo, she wants to fast now that her box is malfunctioning. Let's bring it back.
So, hey guys, it is July, and I am just finding out that July is Fibroid Awareness Month. My fibroid story is so crazy, and that's something that I'm gonna drop after I finish my fast. But I just wanted to come on here and say I finished my fast. Drop after I finish my fast. But I just wanted to come on here and say it's so crazy to me because I did not find out. It's so crazy that I found out that I have fibroids, and I was vegan and plant-based for 7 years. But one thing I can say is that I don't think that I have fibroids. When I was vegan or plant-based, I I had a lot of life-changing things happen back to back. Brother passed. I ruptured my Achilles, so that left me out of work for like 9 months. My father passed, and then I moved back to my hometown. Like literally back to back to back to back to back life changing events. And I think the stress from all of that, the grief, the sadness, really built these non-benign tumors, fibroids. So I am definitely gonna document my journey. It's just like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys what like how my fibroid journey is just so mind blowing to me. But I saw a girl. I am more on the holistic alternative medicine. I am not against Western medicine because
Just remember, guys, these are always key points. You meet a bitch with, yeah, I'm holistic and all that. Just remember all the key bullet points, all the signs. It's many. It's many. Hey, yo, King Disagreeable. All this shit with the box is kind of like the market. You know what I mean? It's so many things going on. Shit confuses somebody who don't know. You know what I'm saying?
you should go get your checkups, your ultrasounds, your MRIs, your blood work done. Get your panel to see where your levels are. But I did see this girl on here who said that she did a 16-day water fast and her fibroid fell out. My longest water fast was 12 days. So 16 days don't seem too bad for me. I'm not going to document on TikTok. I am going to truly fast. I'm going to truly meditate. I'm going to truly dive into my fast. But I am going to document every day that I'm doing the fast. I'm just not going to upload it until the fast is done. And then I will come back and let you guys know how that went. But if you have any resources.
There you go, guys. This is what happens after the malfunction of the box. You understand? Yeah. It's crazy that a healthy lifestyle is now a sign of a bad box because you know they don't live like that regularly. So you being a holistic and healthy lifestyle, niggas is basically saying that's unusual. I wonder why. You understand? That's going to cause me to say, well, why are you doing that? You supposed to be this wholesome bitch. Why are you doing all this extra shit?
Okay, so as we all know, I've been talking about my fibroid journey. I've been wanting to come out more about my experience with it. And I am about to do something that I haven't done in weeks, right? I'm about to go to the gym. Now, leading up, I started really going to the gym. Like, I've always been a gym girl, but I had got a trainer like last July, and I noticed from when I started, and hey girl, love you, Julia, but I think you actually were working me out too hard. She had me lifting like hella heavy, like on some bodybuilder shit. And what I think happened, because I noticed that I had gained a lot of weight. I mean, I'm talking about I'm eating right, I'm working out, but yeah, I'm either like the scale moved up 10 pounds in the past year of me starting the gym with the trainer. And I was just like, like what the fuck is going on? So then when I finally got my diagnosis, I've been diagnosed like 4 years ago, but the doctor made it seem like it wasn't a big deal, so I kind of forgot about it. And then over the past year,
the doctor didn't make it seem like it was a big deal, so I just forgot about it. You understand? They always know, guys. See, when you watch these videos, you learn, man, you just lie. Like, you just lie for nothing. You know? You just lie. No, it isn't lie. I didn't say. Oh, so you omit the truth. Okay. And the truth is, you've been giving up bad box since the doctor diagnosed you. That's the truth. Shit is wild, babe. Yo, come on, man. Calm down, King. So the whole fleece is them lying by saying they got bad box from stress instead of what they eat and how they protect the box.
Over the past year and a half, it got significantly worse. So I went back to the doctor and she confirmed and she was like, you need surgery. I think that the heavy lifting and working out was causing my fibroids to grow due to the amount of stress that my body was under because I was lifting real.
Ma'am, let me just save you, because I'm sick of this shit at this point. Let me save you. You gotta stop being the way that you are, which is a lying, conniving bitch. You gotta stop. The problem a lot of times with women is this. This is the problem with women. Let me tell you the real problem. They think when they talk about their pussy that a man ain't supposed to know no other pussy. And when a man knows other pussy, it ain't like mine. Ma'am, I could show you a woman who ain't never worked out a day in her life and ain't never had a day in her life of stress. And her pussy got the same conditions yours got. So all this excuse shit that you trying to make up, just stop. Oh, right. Oh, you happy that I'm the only one that could combat your argument, so I'm outnumbered. Oh, right. Damn.
I think that the heavy lifting and working out was causing my fibroids to grow due to the amount of stress that my body was under.
Come on, ma'am. You don't know what you're talking about. They gotta take these microphones away from you people.
Because I was lifting really heavy and I also was dealing with like some mental health stuff a lot last year too. So going to the gym was starting to cause me panic attacks. Not panic attacks in the sense of like I'm having social anxiety, I'm having a hard time figuring out, like I don't give a fuck about none of that. My heart beating fast, I feel like I can't breathe. I'm a very active girl. Why am I having such a hard time, right? So after a couple months ago, when talked to the doctor about it, been doing my research, I was just like, damn, I think I had just been going too hard in the gym, and I kept I was pushing myself over and above and beyond the limit that I needed to go.
This is what they do instead of being with a man.
So for the past month, I kind of have quit the gym. Like I took a break. I just got I was like, I just need to rest. I need to give my body what it's been screaming for, which is rest. The thing is though, I'm kind of I feel like I'm starting to gain even more weight. And I just feel so heavy and I'm super tired of this heavy ass feeling. I feel like my arms have gotten bigger. I feel like my waist has gotten a lot bigger and wider. And I just feel my breasts feel huge. My face feels so big and round. Mind you, I could look fine. I know that there isn't a timeline that exists in the universe where I don't look good. Like no matter what's going on, I'm gonna always look beautiful. But do I feel it? No. And do I feel my best? Fuck no. And I'm just kind of my body has been yearning for, I want to go on a run. Like I miss running. I want to go for a run. I've been scared to go for a run because I literally can feel the heaviness and the pressure in my uterus. And so I think I'm just going to do a little light walk on the treadmill. And then I'm going to try to see if I can run for a few minutes and do a little light jog. And then I'm going to report back a little bit later and let y'all know how I go. But yeah, my body has been screaming to work out. My body has been screaming for fruits and vegetables. I only been wanting to eat leafy greens and stuff. And also, like I said in a video yesterday, being in the in between where you're waiting for your surgery to happen, it's you hear all the wonderful, miraculous health stories about women with fibroids. They get the surgery and they life change. They get their life back. I feel like I've been in this waiting stage, and I'm tired of waiting because.
There you have it, fam. After the surgery, they get their lives back. Okay? So when are you getting a woman? When she don't have her life or when she got her life reconstructed? Which one are you getting? What is life back? Being able to throw this pussy around without pain, without discomfort, without having to be fucked and then go back home and feel like shit because you got fibroids and stuff. Too ashamed to tell a man your pussy is fucked up like that so he could care for you. Because at that point, you be indebted to care back for him. After all you want to do is paint, work out, travel, talk to the internet.
If you're here from my first fibroid video from discovering that I have them in the first place, here is an update 6 months later. I finally got another set of appointments.
It's sad, man. Sorry, God.
I saw that come. Everyone, so I recently been going through some medical issues. I was fatigued, exhausted, literally. I was bleeding all the time, frequently. I just couldn't function. Literally had to stop and rest to work because I couldn't work out. And so I found out I had fibroids, not one, but 4. I could not function because I was so symptomatic. And so I ended up having to have a procedure done. Essentially, you guys.
So that's what it is, man. Y'all get it. You guys get it, man. You say to yourself, so when you have the fibroids, you say your quality of life is poor, and you would say you would be at your best after being reconstructed. So the question is, as a man, does he want to breathe with a reconstructed box? Second question is, I know this is a stupid question, but do you think a man should have to do that just because it's you? I know that was a dumb question. I know. But I know you ain't one of them women that say your box is all that anymore, right? Because you know the pain and your mismanagement, how it caused you a lot of pain. You don't say that anymore, right? They want this to come out and be something that's going to empower them. Think about what they're trying to do to you, to the other black men. They're trying to come out, yo, it's Fibroid Awareness Month. We want to be empowered, basically trying to empower themselves so that men could be sympathetic to them having bad box through hereditary and not breeding in their 20s, fucking up the black community, plus aborting babies and all sorts of wild shit. Hello? Hello? Oh, God. My gladiator pimp.